right. Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin.
Okay.
More specifically, a pretty wild prediction that was recently made by a group called 10x Research. And this prediction says that Bitcoin is going to hit $100,000
Wow.
by January 2025.
That's a big number.
It is a big number.
Yeah.
And, when I first saw this, I kind of chuckled.
Right.
Just, oh, yeah, $100,000, sure, okay.
Another one of these predictions.
Exactly. But the interesting thing here, and what made me actually want to take a deep dive into this, is that 10x Research, they actually have a pretty good track record.
Really?
Yeah, their model has been right.
Okay.
Almost 87% of the time over the last 15 signals that they've sent out.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, so they know what they're talking about at least a little bit.
So what's the signal now?
Yeah, so their most recent buy signal actually just triggered on October 14th.
Okay.
And so now the big question is Bitcoin really going to go on this massive run in just a few short months?
I mean, it would have to, right? Is it what, like 70,000 or so right now?
Yeah, it's sitting around $71,847 as we're recording this.
So yeah, pretty big jump.
Yeah, $100,000 by January 2025.
Yeah.
That's ambitious to say the least.
Ambitious, yeah.
But maybe not impossible.
Right.
And actually, the report highlights this idea of median return.
Okay.
And it says that 3 months after Bitcoin hits a new all-time high, the median return, the kind of middle ground of all the returns, is about 40%.
Yeah.
So we recently just hit a new all-time high.
Yeah.
So if that trend continues, we very well could see Bitcoin surge quite a bit in the next few months.
Interesting.
So, okay, let's talk about why 10x Research is so bullish on Bitcoin right now.
Yeah, I mean, what's their reasoning here?
Yeah, and from what I can tell, it really comes down to one main factor.
Okay.
Institutional interest.
Ah.
You remember back in the day when crypto was seen as this, fringe, super volatile thing?
Oh, yeah, totally. I mean, for the longest time, it was like, stay away from that. Don't even touch it.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, your crazy uncle investing in Bitcoin.
Right, right.
But things are really starting to change.
Okay.
And they're changing fast. Big institutions, major players, like even BlackRock, the investment giant.
Whoa, really? BlackRock?
Yes, BlackRock. They are starting to see Bitcoin as a stable asset.
No way.
Yeah, and they're even calling it digital gold.
Digital gold. Huh. That's interesting.
It is interesting, and I think it kind of makes sense when you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, okay, break it down for me.
So both Bitcoin and gold, they have a limited supply. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins.
Right.
And you can't just create more gold out of thin air.
Yeah.
And so when traditional currencies experience inflation,
which is happening a lot these days.
It is happening a lot these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, the investors, they often turn to these assets that are scarce
Okay.
to kind of protect their wealth.
So that's where the whole digital gold idea comes in.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And BlackRock is definitely seeing this trend. And they're certainly not alone. A lot of institutions are starting to feel this way about Bitcoin.
Gotcha. So it's not just some wild prediction. It's actually based on some trends.
Right. Yeah. And actually, the report mentioned something about spot Bitcoin ETFs and how they just raked in over $4 billion last month.
Spot Bitcoin ETFs? What are those again? Sorry, I'm still a little bit new to all this.
Yeah, no worries. So basically, they're like baskets of Bitcoin shares that are traded on the stock market.
So you can buy them like regular stocks?
Exactly. Yeah. It makes it way easier for institutions to invest in Bitcoin, especially those that might be hesitant to, directly deal with crypto exchanges and all that.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and that $4.1 billion that flowed into those spot Bitcoin ETFs last month, that's a pretty clear sign that the institutions are putting their money where their mouth is.
Wow. Yeah.
They're betting big on Bitcoin's future.
So it seems like everything's pointing in a positive direction for Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, we've got this history of strong returns, after it hits new all-time highs. We've got this growing institutional interest, and we've got this, pretty good prediction model from 10x Research, all kind of hinking towards this Bitcoin boom.
So what does all this mean for the average person listening to this right now?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it's definitely something to keep an eye on.
Okay.
But we also need to remember that no prediction is ever a sure thing.
Of course.
This report gives us some really interesting and valuable insights.
Right.
But it's crucial to think critically about this stuff and to consider all the other factors that could influence Bitcoin's price down the line.
What kind of factors?
Well, for example, what if regulations change?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Governments could crack down.
Exactly. Or what if some crazy new technology comes out that completely disrupts everything?
Yeah, like something even better than Bitcoin comes along.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or, what if global economic trends shift unexpectedly?
Yeah.
There's so many things that could happen.
That's true. It's impossible to predict the future.
Exactly. So I think the main takeaway here is that this deep dive has just given us a small glimpse into this really complex and constantly changing world of cryptocurrency.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I learned a lot.
Me too.
But there's always more to learn.
Always.
Like you said, it's constantly changing.
Exactly. So yeah, keep digging deeper, keep asking questions. And who knows, maybe we'll all be celebrating a six-figure Bitcoin sooner than we think.
Fingers crossed.
All right, thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all next time.